Alright everybody, and welcome back to The Expanse. Last time, we took a look at Episode 1. Today, it's time to check out Episode 2. Really was looking forward to this one, as the last episode left us off in a pretty good state. So, before we get started, as a reminder, I did receive a copy of this game for review purposes via keymailer. All appropriate links will be down in the description if you want to check those out. But let's get started. So when this episode starts, we're right back where we left off, with some not so friendlies bearing down on us. This episode has us going and flying around space a lot more than we did last time, as well as discovering a ton of little side quests. Now, there's a lot more exploration and even some deadly obstacles to avoid. But without going too far into spoilers, we're going to go ahead and get into some talking points before we go into the pros and cons and then this episode's rating. So, the very first thing we need to talk about is the length of the game once again. Now, this episode is just as short, if not shorter, than the last episode, which was a little disappointing. With that, we come to the pros. So, the game is continuously running really well. I'm doubting that's going to change. The visuals are really cool. We get to visit some new locations, and all of it looks beautiful. Our next pro is definitely going to have to be the action in this episode. So we actually get to take part in some space battles without going into spoilers. Needless to say, they're a lot of fun to experience. There's even some quick time events associated with them that allow you to take control of some high-powered weaponry. On the con side of all the action is the quick time events themselves. So when a quick time event pops up, you're given a lot of time in order to press the correct buttons in order to successfully navigate through the scene, which kind of brings you out of the combat. Now, there is a way in the game to change how fast the quick time events happen. There's your default setting, there's long, and there's infinite. So there's no way to speed up the quick time events. I feel like if these were a little bit faster, it would feel more life-threatening or more impactful. For me, it's just too slow. When the action happens, it pauses for quite a while before moving on to the next bit of action. Our next pro continues to be the story. So I did enjoy this episode, albeit short. It felt like I was still watching an episode from the series. On the con side is the story skipping. So when the previous episode left off, we had Khan telling us that a decision needed to be made. And my expectation was when this episode started, they'd give us a little bit of a precursor intro into how we got to that point, and then give us the opportunity to make a decision. No decision was made. On top of which, there were a lot of moments during the beginning of that episode that felt like we were going to be given choices, and no choices were made. Instead, they were made for us, making our participation in the story itself, especially when key moments were happening, feel kind of pointless. Again, it felt like we were watching an episode, which was great, but gameplay wise, it didn't feel good. On the pros side, we still have some really good atmosphere. The music is really good. The music from the show being in there is awesome. None of this has changed since the last one. I haven't experienced any bugs or anything like that, so all that is super awesome. Also, on the pro side of the story is the backstory for the characters. We get to learn a lot more about Khan, which was a lot of fun, as well as Virgil, who's an interesting character still. I'm looking forward to seeing how his past affects the future. That's pretty much all I had to say about this episode. I did have fun, however, a lot of things broke the immersion for me. Luckily, the tutorial isn't in the way this time. Luckily, from the first episode, they realized they didn't need that in here for this one, which is great. The amount of exploration was fun, and overall, not too bad, although the time skipping, the length of time of the game, where it felt like they were compressing the story in order to meet some arbitrary number to make it feel like you were actually watching an episode of the show, really took some of the excitement from the first episode out of it for me. Unfortunately, I'm giving this episode itself a 6. I can't justify giving it anything higher than that with how meh the beginning of the game felt because of the lapses in time. Now, that said, I am still excited about continuing to play the game. I'm sure future episodes are going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it ends. And I, at this point, still want to see if they come out with any additional episodes past the 5 that they already have planned. And I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But with all that out the way, we have come to the end of the video. I know this one was another short one. These are probably going to continue to be short, unfortunately. But I'm enjoying making them, and hopefully you'll come back again real soon for episode 3. Yeah, at any rate, be sure to get down in the description, check out all those media links. Likes, follows, subs, all those fun things, and then take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.